Hey everyone, I had one more post to share, a bonus post for day 19, and it's actually something that is not in the book, so it truly is a bonus post. But as I was thinking back to my experience working with Campbell Soup Company and how bummed I was that that opportunity didn't work out, I realized that I told you about what happened at the end of that experience, but I didn't tell you how that experience came to be, and it's pretty cool. So, actually, there's a lot of cool things about this story, so I'm just going to share it with you. So, um, in at the end of my senior year of college at Anderson University, there was a national competition for SIFE, which is Students in Free Enterprise, and I had been part of this program my senior year, my junior and senior year, but was going to this national competition. I wasn't going to be one of the presenters. I was kind of along for the ride in some ways, but also was going just to support the team. And then there was going to be 50 Fortune 500 companies there recruiting students that needed a job after college. And so there's 10,000 students at this event. And Doug Conant is the chairman of the board for SIFE, or was at the time, and he was also the CEO of Campbell Soup Company. So he got up to share a story called Fierce Resolve. And in this story, he talked about a kid that was in a car accident, burned both of his legs. The doctors said he would never walk again. And I mean, I thought Doug was talking directly to me, and that was again just one of those moments where I was like, "What's happening right now?" And he went on to talk about how this kid had retrained his legs to walk by picking himself up on his fence in his front yard and retraining his legs. He went on to set some school records in cross country and track, and of course, none of that related with my story at all. But the first part did. And so I went to the Campbell Soup booth right away, I guess afterwards. And I don't remember this, but you probably won't be surprised if you know me that Doug says that I went and tracked him down, and we had a good conversation. And the reason I found that out was a couple months ago, I reached out to Doug and I started explaining this story to him, like maybe he had never heard it, and he got back with me and said, "Oh no, I remember I met with you 13 years ago." And long story short, he remembered my story, asked me if he could read my book, and he went on to endorse the book. So God has a way of working things out in our lives. The Campbell Soup experience didn't work out, but not only did Doug endorse my book, but he helped start my career journey. And it was in Philadelphia that I met doctors that said I had been misdiagnosed and I had a severe case of narcolepsy. It was in Philadelphia that I met a neuropsychologist that basically told me the brain injury had a bigger effect on me than I knew. And so Doug Conant, you know, I hope he gets to hear this one day. But Doug Conant made just a huge impact on my life. He believed in me when my GPA definitely was not the highest of the students that were there at that competition. But I just know that he had something to do with me getting that job. I was one of 2 students selected that year for Campbell Soup. So I just thought that was a cool story I wanted to share with you. Just never underestimate what God can do in the middle of your situation, no matter what you're facing. He is still working. He's still with you, and he loves you and wants the best for you. So have a great rest of your night, and tomorrow we'll pick back up with chapter 21. Thanks.